Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. So this video has been requested more times than I've made videos, right? So this has been requested hundreds and hundreds of times, right? I did make a video on it previously and clearly that hasn't been received well from everybody, right? Well, it has, right? So it helped a lot of people, but some people want it to be broken down and made simpler, just like I did with the faction call-up video last week. And clearly people loved it. So let's break it down. Let's make it easy. Yeah, let's sit back, let's chillax, make this easy for everybody. But before we do get into this video, I want to ask one thing of everybody. If you watch my videos and they've helped you, please smash like, comment down below which video you found me on, and please smash the like button. Let's get 5,000 subscribers, guys. Share with your factions, share with your friends, help everybody out. We're a community, we work together and join the Discord, over 1,000 people in. So, formation, it's scary, right? For a lot of people, it's scary. Same as like faction call-up, it overwhelms people. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people. So we're going to break it down, we're going to make it easy. Yeah? Simplistic. Sometimes we overthink it. Sometimes we do. Okay, so as you can see, you got Bruiser Square, Hitman Square, Biker Square, Bruiser Wedge, Hitman Wedge, Biker Wedge. These are very valuable. They're not everything, but they are very valuable, and they can make a difference between you win and lose a raid. So, first things first, guys. If you're a new player and you haven't unlocked this, make sure to unlock it. Formation is very, very valuable. Get it unlocked. It's better to have it than not have it, because then you're in more control of what you're sending out to people for raids and for hits, you know, even receiving hits, defenses. You're more in control of where your troops stand and how the battle goes, okay? So, the I button up here, well, the question mark up here, when you click that, you won't be able to see it just yet on my screen, but I will put it up on screen for you. It's going to take a bit of editing, I know. So I'll put it up on screen for you, right? But what it does is it goes over in detail, and you'll be able to see this on the screen right now for yourselves, right? So it explains into more detail, as you can see. Bruiser Square formation will be activated by default. You can unlock more formations in the investment center. By the way, I'm reading this, but I will go through the tips and tricks just after I've read this, okay? So if you don't want me to read this through to you guys, just skip ahead a little bit, okay? But I will get into the made easy tip, but I just want to read it to you so you know what the game wants you to know to start with, okay? So, when fighting, mortar cars will always be at the back of the crew, okay? It'll be at the end. Which, weirdly enough, because you think they go in first to break down the wall. Riddle me that one, guys. Right, so, more information about the position of associates in different formations. So, 1, Bruiser Square. So, Bruiser at the front, Bikers mid, Hitmen at the rear. Okay? 2, Hitman Square. Front, Hitmen, mid, Bruisers, rear, Bikes. Okay? 3, Biker Square. Front, Bikers, of course, Hitmen, middle, Bruisers, rear. Okay? And then you go on to the wedge, okay? Which wedge, for most people, so square is normally for attacking, wedge is more for defense for a lot of people. That's how everyone classes it as majority. But some people have come to me and gone, you know what, Connor, I find it more beneficial to use wedge for some attacks versus square. And I'm open to everything. If you find it works for you, you use it. Because there's not one way to use this game, okay? So don't take everything I say as religion. It's the only way to do it. You can change. You can do whatever you want. As I said, take your knowledge, take my knowledge, take everyone else's, put it together, create something better than what we do. Be better than us, you know? Always aim to be better than me. That's my goal for people. Right, you got Bruiser Wedge, front Bruiser first, Hitman middle, Biker rear. Okay? So Hitman's Wedge. Hitman at front, Biker's middle, Bruiser's rear. Biker Wedge. Biker's at the front, Bruisers in the middle, rear Hitmen. Okay? So, now, I'm going to explain it in my way, in my head, and how I do it. Okay? So, this is how I do it. This is how I think about it. This is how I make it easy for me. So, I'm going to raid somebody. They have primarily bruisers. So, I want to smash down their bruisers. I'm going to send bikers. I'm going to do biker square because I'm sending bikers in. So I want it to attack their bruisers, and I want to win. So I'm going to do the bruiser weakness, which is bikers. Okay, so whatever my main priority troop, what I'm putting in to these raids, into these attacks, I'm going to have the corresponding formation to go with it. Okay, so let's say you have bikes. I'm going to send in Hitman. So I'm going to then use Hitman Square. Does that make sense? So all I'm going to do, simple as that, guys, simple as that. So whatever troop I'm sending in, right, to counter yours, so I'm always going to send in your weakness. I'm sending in your weakness to attack you to win that raid, to give myself the best possible chances. So I'm always going to send in your weakness. And whatever that troop is, if that's Bruiser, if that's Hitman, if that's Biker, that's whatever my formation is going to be. Because I want that up front to hit you first. I want my strength, your weakness, to hit you first. That makes sense? You always want to put your strongest asset up front to annihilate the person ahead of you, right? The tricky bit can come in depending on what their formation is, but you don't know until you've done that first hit. Okay, so we're not going to worry about that for now. We're just going to go through the basic thing of making formation a lot easier for you. So for this video, that's all we're going to focus on. It's a simplistic side of understanding formation and what it does and how it benefits you. If you want a more in detail video in the future, comment down below and we can do that. That's not a problem. But for now, simplistic. You have a target, they have bruisers, you're sending in bikers, you're going to use Biker Square, right? And you just go through like that, simplistic. If you've got a person you're raiding, yeah, and they've got Hitmen, you're going to send in Bruisers. So you'll change over to Bruiser Square. Okay, and then looking at the wedge, so you class wedge as defense, right? So you just counter it, wouldn't you? So if they're sending in, if they're sending in Bruisers, right, and we already know the weakness of Bruisers is Bikers, you'd use Biker Wedge. So it's not as hard as you think it is if you break it down into simple things like that. So what you're doing is for kind of the square, right? When you're attacking, you're going to be sending their weakness. And when they're attacking you, you want to set their weakness at your front. Okay? So you always want to use your strengths against their weaknesses. Does that make sense? So to break it down in simplistic terms right here, right now, okay? Break it down, right? Let's use Biker Bruisers, always the easiest one to understand for a lot of people. So they have bruisers coming towards you. Bikers beat bruisers. So you would change to Biker Wedge. So your bruisers, so your bikers beat their bruisers. Make sense? That's what you want to go for. Okay. Then for them, if you're going to attack them and they've got bruisers, you would send in your bikers because your bikers beat bruisers. So you're always playing the strengths of, or the weakness of whatever they've got. So you're going to use your strengths, which is bikers, against their bruisers, if that's attacking or defending, because you can see report. You've got to be very fast. So when they're hitting you and you get that little report icon flash up with what they're sending, you want to then counter really quick. Okay? There are more into this. There is more in-depth detail we can go into, and we can go into it if you want to. Just comment down below. But for this video, the simplicity of this video made easy, whatever you're sending, you make that your formation square wise, yeah? So for attacking, you're using square. For defense, you're using wedge, okay? So for attacking, you use whatever troop you're using, okay? Whatever you're sending, the main troop you're sending, you would use square, okay? And then for defending, which is wedge, you will use their weakness up front. So whatever's going to beat their troops coming at you, you use the wedge of that up front. Yeah, so like they're bringing bruises, you would then use Biker Wedge because you're putting their weakness up front, which is your strength. Make sense? Fantastic. I hope so. If it doesn't, comment down below. Maybe I can explain it to you a little bit better in text. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And huge shout out to Jasper and Luke Davies, I believe his name is. Let me just verify that real quick. Them two legends last night on the video premiering. Well, last Saturday, technically. Did a super chat, guys, which is phenomenal for me. I really appreciate that. Do you know, your guys' support really does go a long way. So shout out to you two legends, Jasper Weld and Luke Davies. Absolute legends. Thank you very much, and goodbye.